Thank you, Jake. A report released from over the weekend by the New York Times highlighting critical errors and technology failures that may have led to the January crash between Flight 5342 and an Army helicopter.
Yeah, Max Dutton joins us live in East Wichita this morning to explain why the helicopter crew may not have heard key instructions.
Yeah, Felicia, that New York Times report gained a lot of traction over the weekend. It didn't actually have anything groundbreaking in terms of the investigation, but it did highlight some of those NTSB findings a little bit more in depth. Now, we know at the time of the crash, the Army helicopter was on a training mission. The New York Times says the pilot was training in a scenario where they would need to carry out government officials from Washington, D.C. Additionally, the technology on the helicopter, which allows air traffic control to better track its location, was turned off. Now, the Army says they turned it off when operating confidential missions like the training flight they were on. During the Senate committee hearing, the NTSB says the technology being turned off may have actually compromised the airplane's ability to see where the helicopter was at.
ADSB out broadcasts latitude, longitude, and altitude and velocity once per second. It updates once per second versus 4 to 6 seconds for radar, which is significant when you have converging aircraft.
Now, we also found that the critical communication between the helicopter and air traffic control may not have been heard. 17 seconds before the crash, air traffic control told the helicopter to pass behind the plane, but those instructions were stepped on, meaning they cut out when the helicopter crew pressed a microphone to speak. Now, in response to this, the FAA has made some changes limiting the actual airspace around Reagan International Airport, and that technology that was turned off, they're now requiring that to be turned on at all times unless it is a national security mission. Guys.